I think our game's on the Oxygen Network, so hopefully guys can watch that when it airs.
Tonight on Denver 7 News at 6, compromise. We'll explain the 11th hour deal that prevented Nuggets fans from missing tonight's game due to a blackout.
There's not a whole lot to do except watch your home team.
Plus, JBS sends its workers home after a cyber attack shuts down operations.
Boulder takes steps to preserve a tragic piece of history.
We really want to preserve the stories behind them as well and that intangible part of the history.
And a summer tradition returns to Civic Center Park. Good evening. Thanks for joining us for Denver 7 News at 6. I'm Ann Trujillo.
And I'm Shannon Ogden. Glad you're with us tonight. One of Colorado's largest employers, JBS, is a victim of a cyber attack.
Thousands of people were told not to work today at the Colorado plant and across the country. And if this drags on, it could mean that you are paying more or going without at the grocery store. JBS is responsible for nearly a quarter of the country's meat supply.
Denver 7 CB Cotton is live at the JBS plant in Greeley with a closer look at how this will affect you. CB?
Ann and Shannon, well, the local workers union tells us that 2 shifts were canceled here at JBS's beef plant in Greeley, and new reporting this evening says that all of the company's beef plants have been shut down. Now, how long this could go, an expert tells us it depends on whether or not the company is willing to pay that ransom or rebuild their systems from scratch. 2 shifts canceled here at the JBS meatpacking plant in Greeley following a cyber attack on JBS Foods over the weekend. The company says its North American and Australian IT systems were impacted. The White House pointing a finger at Russia, saying they're now communicating directly with the Russian government. University of Denver computer science professor Nate Evans says this type of hacking has gotten easier for criminals.
If nothing changes, then I think it will probably continue to be on the rise.
The ransomware attack on JBS follows one that happened to Colonial Pipeline in early May. The FBI said a Russian criminal hacking group was responsible for the attack, causing fuel delivery to be crippled across the southeast. Now with JBS, the full implications aren't yet clear. JBS is one of the world's largest meat producers, and in a statement they said, resolution of the incident will take time, which may delay certain transactions with customers and suppliers.
It depends on how long it takes to recover and how much they end up losing. If they refuse to pay the ransom, it could take as much as, a week or 2 to get everything up and running again. Again, I don't know specifics, but it could take a while. And then down the line, it's potentially we could see like an increase in the price of meat.
The workers union tells Denver7 around 2,900 of their members were told to stay at home on Tuesday, but there could be more workers impacted in Greeley and across the country. On Tuesday, Bloomberg reported processing had stopped at plants in other states, and by the end of the day, they reported a processing halt at all beef plants in the country. The White House said today they're working to minimize any impacts to the supply chain, and a statement released from the workers union this evening said they're fighting to ensure workers receive their pay in a timely fashion. We're live in Greeley this evening. I'm CB Cotton, Denver 7.
All right, CB, thank you. 4 hours before tonight's Game 5, the Nuggets announced a deal to broadcast tonight's game on Comcast and Dish, avoiding the second local blackout on those providers this week. Not to mention a whole lot of complaints from angry fans.
And this summer marks 2 years since Comcast and Dish allowed their contracts to expire with Altitude, the network which carries the Nuggets and the Avalanche. Well, some hardcore fans changed cable companies. Many others just decided they could live without the live games.
And through it all, we figured a deal would get done eventually, even though there was never any evidence that the two sides would budge. Well, tonight the two sides still can't agree on a long-term contract, but they have decided to do right by their fans and make sure everyone can see tonight's game.
Denver 7's Gary Brode joins us live outside Ball Arena tonight. Welcome 11th hour surprise here, Gary.
Hey, we'll take it. A spokesperson for Kroenke Sports told me they have been petitioning the NBA for days now, working with them to make sure that this game was not going to be blacked out. And it worked, as we just found out a few hours ago. And in fact, just from an hour from now, you're going to be able to watch the game on NBA TV. As for a long-term deal between Altitude and Comcast and Dish Network, don't hold your breath.
Game a lot improved his three-point shot and he's become
the biggest game of the year.
This is do or die time.
And believe it or not, Nuggets fans, you actually get to watch it.
All of our fans who have been the ones that have been hurt the most for all this.
Matt Hutchings is the COO of Kroenke Sports, who only hours before the game found out Game 5 of the Nuggets Trailblazers will not be blacked out.
We've worked with the NBA for the last several days it's complicated to get these restrictions lifted, obviously, and we thank the NBA for doing that.
Like in Game 3, Game 5 is airing on NBA TV. Unlike Game 3, this game will be shown in Colorado.
We'll continue to work with the league and again, to ensure that our fans get the games. That's what they want, that's what they deserve, and that's all we've been trying to do.
This, of course, comes after 2 years of a contract dispute between Altitude and the major TV providers. Comcast, along with Dish Network, have not reached an agreement with Altitude yet. DirecTV, however, did.
Me personally, I had to switch to DirecTV because for whatever reason, they're the only ones that provide it, and I really wanted to watch the Avs and the Nuggets, especially with the quarantine and everything. There's not a whole lot to do except watch your home teams.
Comcast tells Denver7 the ball is in Altitude's court, calling Altitude's federal lawsuit against Comcast meritless. Dish Network says Altitude has been unwilling to accept and at times to even respond to our offers.
It's blacked out because these billionaires can't figure something out.
State Representative Kyle Mullica and State Speaker of the House Alec Garnett say they, along with the governor, are working on options to force the companies to come to a deal.
And for Coloradans to worry about whether or not they can turn on their TV and whether or not the games can be carried in the carriage of channels that they subscribe to is ridiculous, and that's something that no local market should be blacked out.
Hutchings says they welcome the political interjection.
We're excited to have any help that we can get from the state, from the governor, from the mayor. We've been looking for that for a year and a half.
All right, so here's a question I know many of you have. Do I have NBA TV? You're probably going through the channel guide right now. There's a good chance that you don't, but I talked to a Comcast representative who says you can buy the sports package in which NBA TV is included, so you still have about an hour to get on the phones and try to get that situated right now. Now, as for going down for Game 6 and Game 7 and the potential of a blackout there, I did speak to that Kroenke representative who tells me if that happens again, they're going to work with the NBA and do it case by case. Reporting live here at Ball Arena, I'm Gary Brode, Denver7.
Yeah, all about the money. All right, Gary, thank you. And our research team, by the way, spent hours taking a closer look at the lengthy dispute between these two sides, but our in-depth reporting didn't turn up any apples to apples comparisons.
So there are similar situations. For instance, local TV stations enter negotiations with major cable and satellite companies all the time. You usually find out about it because there's a message there crawling at the bottom of your screen saying some people might lose service.
And these are called carriage disputes, and they are becoming more common. In 2010, there were only 8 blackouts of this type in the U.S. By 2019, there were more than 250. Usually those are resolved within a few weeks, sometimes a few hours. The altitude dispute, it's been going on for 2 years, right? The issue is leverage. Most other NBA and NHL teams are part of larger groups which can negotiate block contracts. Altitude is only negotiating for the Nuggets and the Avalanche, and those teams, they're a big deal for local fans, but when you're talking billion-dollar companies, sometimes, and in this case, the voice of the fan gets lost in the negotiation.
Now, we are gradually seeing more fans allowed at Ball Arena, and we know Denver fans some of the best in sports. However, in arenas across the U.S. over the past week, there have been 5 different incidents of fans harassing players. In fact, last night, we saw a fan in Washington, D.C. run on the court in the middle of a playoff game. He was tackled by security.
In Philly, in D.C., in Utah. But there's some that need to just know, you know what, stay home. Your thinking is barbaric. Stay home. We don't need you. We don't need your dollars. Just stay home. Get away from us.
We wanted to bring you a 360 look at some of the perspectives from the players and the coaches. You just heard from Washington Wizards coach Scott Brooks, who called the incidents a few isolated cases. But other players, like the Wizards' Robin Lopez, said the forced isolation of the pandemic may be a factor here. He told reporters last night, quote, "You can tell these people have been in some sort of captivity for the last year and change, and it's kind of wild to see the liberties people are taking." Now, one other perspective here is the mental health aspect. Athletes are seeing that the toll of the press conferences and fan harassment is just too much. Naomi Osaka cited mental health as one of the reasons for pulling out of the French Open. And Kevin Durant of the Nets said it's frustrating to feel more like a circus animal than a professional athlete. And here is his reaction after a teammate was nearly hit by a water bottle.
Have some respect for the game, have some respect for these human beings, and have some respect for yourself. Your mother wouldn't be proud of you throwing water bottles at basketball players or spitting on players or tossing popcorn.
And we know no one condones these incidents, but we do want to hear your opinion on the underlying factors. So send us an email please, at 360@thedenverchannel.com.
Today, preservation crews began taking down the Boulder Strong Memorial fence outside the Table Mesa King Superstore. 10 people were killed in that building on March 22nd, and the tributes to those victims went up almost immediately. The fence covered with inspirational words, flowers, and gifts. Well, the Museum of Boulder is collecting it all for an eventual memorial.
We have really leaned a lot on other museums around the country who have done this sort of thing before and learned from them, from what they recommend and their mistakes, and that has really been invaluable advice.
The city said today it will probably be years before a permanent memorial is established. They are planning for many, quote, thoughtful conversations with community members.
The CU named Chief Financial Officer Todd Solomon the interim president today. Former President Mark Kennedy is going to leave the university July 1st after receiving a censure from the faculty for failure of leadership. That was in April. Now, Solomon says he'll not seek the job full time. The Board of Regents is already looking for a permanent replacement. Well, the city of Loveland will hold a final vote tonight over creating a new community trust commission. This is in response to the violent arrest of 73-year-old Karen Gardner, whose lawyers say her shoulder was dislocated in police custody. The two officers responsible have been fired and are in fact facing criminal charges. The proposed commission would help shape police and city policy moving forward.
Major League Baseball is facing a $1 billion lawsuit over moving the All-Star game to Colorado. The suit claims baseball showed, quote, unprecedented cruelty and hostility toward the state of Georgia, where the game was originally scheduled. Baseball moved the game due to a Georgia law that restricts access to voting. The league did not comment on the suit.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms making their way across the Front Range as we head through the rest of the afternoon, but we are going to see warmer weather headed our way. I'll show you the 7-day forecast in a few minutes.
Colorado lawmakers have a plan to protect your data and help you avoid those automatic $10 charges from Netflix.
I just think that the states are going to continue to pick up the slack where the federal government has failed to do so.
And why one of the youngest Nuggets is promising a breakout performance in tonight's Game 5.